It's Friday and the 7th, the first Friday in February, mind you. Regardless, we're glad to have you with us. With some persistent snow showers hanging on this evening, we've still got another possibility of up to another half an inch of snow in your forecast, but the snow is heavily outweighed by the rain throughout the entire forecast period except for one bright sunshine-filled spot. And that's it. We'll have the latest updates for you in just a few moments. Highlights from last night's boys Martin County matchup where we were on the road last night. Indictments, several of which returned by the Johnson County grand jury. Also naming some Sagersville residents. One Johnson County man for being married to multiple women at the same time. A host of other news and information, and a bit of an announcement that was made early. And we'll be playing a little bit of a catch-up scenario here tonight, but much more to come on a major announcement that's going to be elaborated on here in Your News Today early next week, and a host of other news and information, and we'll take a quick glimpse together. If you are like me and haven't seen our Ward family friends on the Family Feud last night, I've got a clip to share with you before I leave you for the weekend. We'll talk more about all of that, your weather, a new calendar, of course, and much more in just a few moments. We'll begin with indictments returned yesterday by the sitting Johnson County grand jury. Well, more than 24 indictments returned, many for theft, drugs, other charges. The first that we will focus on tonight was actually the indictment of a Paintsville man who was indicted for bigamy when his wife started divorce proceedings against him while he was in prison and is in prison, only to find out that he was also married to another Johnson County woman just a few years ago. The alleged bigamist, currently in prison, identified as Jerry Lee Ramey, sentenced last year in Johnson Circuit Court to serve 10 years in prison on serious assault and animal cruelty charges. He was indicted and then found guilty for causing serious physical injury to another man after attacking him with a razor or sharp instrument, stalking him as he was considered to be his ex-wife's new boyfriend, and then when the victim's dog came to the victim's aid, the dog suffered also the same injuries through the same instruments. According to evidence presented by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department Deputy Tim Clark before the Johnson County grand jury, Jerry L. Ramey, 42, of Paintsville, seen here in two separate mug shots, married his wife back in the early or mid-2000s, and then sometime around 2012 or 13, married another woman, still married to his prior wife, without the prior wife's knowledge. Both women from Paintsville, both living in the same community as we understand. The mugshot to the left of your screen is of Ramey when he was arrested in regards to that assault case, with the one to the right taken when he was arrested for intimidating a participant in the legal process. Also named in indictments were several on various theft charges, including one of several men who was alleged to have stolen several ATVs from a Johnson County business. Trooper Dustin Thompson with Kentucky State Police out of Post 9 brought forth a case of Leonard R. Blair of Prestonsburg, 29 years of age, with Blair also having per jail records a Hager Hill address. Blair accused of being complicit with several other men, Darrell Perkins, Lloyd Perkins, Greg Shepard, and or Jim Allen, in the theft of several ATVs from M&M Power Sports back in March of 2018. This references a report that we aired sometime around that date in which a 2017 Polaris side-by-side worth almost $21,000, a 2018 worth almost $20,000, and another 2018 Polaris RZR valued at almost $20,000 were all stolen from M&M Power Sports. In another theft-related indictment, Chastity Wells, 43, of Paintsville, was indicted for theft by unlawful taking over $500. This for stealing a total worth of goods of about $636.62 from the Paintsville Walmart. 27-year-old Tyler Runnels of Hager Hill was indicted for theft by unlawful taking, as well as DUI, fourth offense or greater, persistent felony offender in the first degree, possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, theft of an automobile being the theft charge, and driving on a DUI suspended license. This for stealing a 2008 Chevy HHR owned by a Daniels resident of Oil Springs, valued at about $4,500. Two Salyersville men were named in two separate indictments each for drug trafficking in methamphetamine. 51-year-old Charles Chandler of Salyersville was named in two indictments with the exact same charges for both. One trafficking in methamphetamine in a little more than 2 grams, the other for trafficking in methamphetamine just under 2 grams, and both have indictment charges of being a persistent felony offender in the second degree for having at least one prior felony on his record. And Jonathan C. Owens of Salyersville, also named in two separate indictments, both for trafficking in methamphetamine and being a persistent felony offender in the first degree. Both counts of trafficking in methamphetamine for quantity over 2 grams. And there were a host of other indictments. Stephanie E. Kelly of Mount Sterling, indicted for theft by unlawful taking for stealing some $935 from various salon items belonging to a Paintsville resident. Kristen Cook of Inez for escaping the second degree theft by unlawful taking and being a persistent felony offender for violating terms of her home incarceration and stealing the equipment for which she was being monitored. David Lee Clark of Paintsville for failure to comply with the sex offender registration process. Jeffrey Earl Blair of Staffordsville, indicted for trafficking in a controlled substance, that being in the first offense, also being a persistent felony offender in the first degree. Court records indicate that Jeffrey Earl Blair was indicted for being in possession of 175 grams of methamphetamine. We'll have a follow-up on that indictment at a later time. He was ordered held on a $20,000 cash bond. Jack Klein of Paintsville, indicted for trafficking in a controlled substance in the first degree over 2 grams of methamphetamine. Olivia Myers of Paintsville for trafficking in a controlled substance over 2 grams of methamphetamine. Dustin Patton of Paintsville, trafficking in methamphetamine over 2 grams. Another indictment also returned the name of Dustin Patton, also for trafficking in methamphetamine over 2 grams. Charles Blankenship of Van Leer, indicted for trafficking in methamphetamine over 2 grams by the Johnson County Grand Jury. Blankenship also named in a second similar indictment for trafficking in methamphetamine. Melissa Castle Robinson of Richmond, Kentucky, for trafficking in methamphetamine less than 2 grams and being a persistent felony offender in the second degree. David Jeremy Cottle of Leander, trafficking in methamphetamine under 2 grams and being a persistent felony offender in the first degree. Numerous other indictments for possession and other charges were also returned as well. We may refer to those early next week. They were, for the most part, lesser charges, with the exception of assault in the third degree of a police officer against an Aaron Kroll of Paintsville, who was also indicted for disorderly conduct, resisting, and terroristic threatening by the Johnson County Grand Jury. The rest all related to possession charges. I'll be right back. Ladies, whether you want to look cute or a little something more this Valentine's Day or any day, the Seasonal Shop has got plenty of love to spare. The designer names and styles, the jewelry and accessories, the shoes and the boots and the hats all simply say wow. And gentlemen, if you're looking for something for your sweetheart, need I say more? If I do, hurry in and find racks of incredible deals at 50% off while they last, and just in time for Valentine's Day at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
At work, we do a lot of live shows with crowds. I used to sit up there and not really know who was looking at me. I was finally tired of contacts and glasses, tired of paying for contacts, and I just decided I need to get these eyes fixed. Able Eyes was great. If someone asked me if they should get LASIK, I would absolutely recommend it. At first, like many people, I'm hesitant, but after going to Able Eyes and they walk me through it, I know that it's a quick and painless process, and I recommend going to Able Eyes. They were the best.
Right now, you can take advantage of their lowest prices of the year at $1,800 per eye.
Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Well, it's a good announcement. It's one that we knew was forthcoming, one that myself nor Logan Corporation necessarily knew was coming out today, but it is good news. So, let me go ahead and elaborate. One, East Kentucky may have actually let the cat out of the bag just a bit earlier today. Nothing wrong with that, but it was earlier than what myself or Randy Reisner or the folks at Logan Corporation were expecting, so look for much more on this as soon as next week when we will talk to Randy and those with Logan about their phenomenal growth, their long list of dump body orders that keeps getting longer, mind you, and the major $1 million expansion that they have planned to make it all work out so they can fill those orders that keep coming in. For now, however, I can tell you the following, that it is good news, to the tune of about a $1.25 million investment to increase a whole lot of things at Logan. Logan Corporation here in Sayersville is getting ready to make a major expansion with the investment of about $1.25 million, all in an effort to increase their workflow, hire more employees, and, of course, increase their production. We all know the story, the comeback story of Logan Corporation, how they reinvented the wheel, or themselves, so to speak. After the coal industry just crashed, they were no longer manufacturing coal-related equipment, and they turned to making dump bodies. They quickly outgrew their Martin County facility, moved to Sayersville, started hiring people, an initial 70 so over the first year or so, and now the orders are starting to come in, maybe even pile up. So they're going to expand the Sayersville plant by about 12 or 13,000 square feet to install a new wheelabrator, which is essentially a dump truck size sandblasting operation that will cost $600,000 or $700,000 itself. And that, among other improvements, should help them take their current production of about 45 to 50 a month and maybe double that. And there's a lot more to this story that we'll be getting to as soon as next week. It's a good one. We've still got the feud. We've still got highlights from the boys at Martin County last night. We've got your weather forecast and more. Right now, join me in saying happy birthday as we start tonight's calendar. Got a birthday wish to kick off the calendar tonight indeed. It's a bit early because it's tomorrow, and I hope not to be here. Well, I won't be here. I can guarantee that. The only sure thing I can give you at this point in time. Except to say that it's also Margie Hall's birthday tomorrow, and with a lot of love, you know the drill, Margie, from Holly and Will and Bill and Leanne and Marvin and Sherry and Neil. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you tomorrow. Happy birthday, everyone, to Margie Hall. I actually talked to William Blankenship last night at the boys' basketball game in Martin County. He thanked me for running this ad. He said they hadn't had a couple of people call, but they still need more. They're in need of some bus drivers. Substitutes are paid $15 an hour. They've got a great training program after which you are a CDL licensed driver, regardless of where you work. And you can find out more by calling the McGoffin County School District, specifically William Blankenship at 226-2660. Email him at william.blankenship@mcgoffincounty.kyschools.us. The Brushy Fork Missionary Baptist Youth Spaghetti Dinner was today, but it's also again tomorrow at the church, 5 till 7, and Tones of Faith will be performing after the meal starting at 7. Bring yourself, the family, loved ones, friends, neighbors, anybody, and come enjoy the evening with them. That's a good segue into Sunday's event at the Sayersville First Baptist Church, where Mysteries of the Bible will be presented starting at 6 o'clock that evening, where you can explore the world of the Bible through archaeology and some wonderful exhibits. That's Sunday at 6 at the Sayersville First Baptist Church on Dixie Avenue. And you know how it works. If you have an announcement like these, or birthdays or anniversaries like we had tonight, tell me. We'll be glad to tell everyone else about them. One funeral service announcement brought to you this evening by the Magoffin County Funeral Home. It's in honor of 84-year-old Billy Nell Skaggs of Moorhead, who passed away on the 4th. She's survived by sons Louis Jason and Denny Skaggs and daughters Debbie Ball and Judy Mabry. Visitation is tonight. Services begin tomorrow afternoon at 1 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Find something that might be very neatly a little off the beaten path at Creekside Stitchin' and Feed. And come in and register for their Sweetheart Dinner for Two they're giving away on the 13th. And while you're there, check out the genuine leather belts, wallets, and more with silver or gold nameplates. Rock Bottom Soap Company products made from real goat's milk, custom welder's hats, Candleberry candles, custom embroidered hats and shirts and more done on site. All available in gift baskets for Valentine's Day at Creekside Stitchin' and Feed, 1 mile up Bear Branch off of Route 30.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a brand new phone but really don't want to pay hundreds of dollars up front for it? Then Appalachian Wireless has the deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $400 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and a few bucks more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sayersville at Red Light number 4. We have finally done it. After years and years of extensive testing, we not only invented the chicken sandwich, we have perfected the chicken sandwich. Come and try it and love it with a big, famous dipped breast strip, pickles and mayonnaise, or however you like it fixed. And if you like, make it a double. Just make your way to Lee's to get it and grab a cookie while you're there. At your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe, where even our ice is famous. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sayersville, 349 Pawn. Well, I'm not sure if you're like myself and you haven't had a chance to see it in its entirety yet, so we'll not spoil the whole thing for you, but let's take a quick look together, maybe for the first time, at least for myself, at the Wards, who made their return to the Family Feud last night. We got to watch them last week. We got to sit down with them, talk about what a wonderful experience it was. And tonight, for the second time, they were with host Steve Harvey and another family, that being, of course, our circuit clerk Tanya Ward, her husband Randy, Dr. Heather Oliver, and Dr. Heath Ward, and, of course, their other daughter, Holly Toy. Truth is, I was in Martin County last night, DVR'd last night's Ward Family Feud, and I'm yet to watch the entire thing. Looking forward to sitting down and doing that tonight, maybe in front of a nice warm fire or under a blanket. Nevertheless, there is a clip or two on the Family Feud website. A clip of that I'll share with you tonight as we take a look at a fun family who has had the time of their life, as they told us in that exclusive interview just last week, with Steve Harvey and everything that goes along with being on the Family Feud.
Ladies, top 6 answers on the board. Here we go. Name a part of your lover's body it's okay to gently bite.
Butt.
Butt, all right. Heather?
Lips.
Lips. Pass the play.
We're gonna play.
Name a part of your lover's body it's okay to gently bite.
The neck.
Bite on that neck. Hey, Tanya, how you doing today?
Great.
Welcome
great.
back to the show.
Thank you.
Name a part of your lover's body it's okay to gently bite.
The ear?
Yeah.
The ear. Heath, you the troublemaker in the family, so this ought to be good. Come on, Heath. Name a part of your lover's body it's okay to gently bite.
Steve, you gotta take a little nibble on those private parts.
It's up there. It's up there. It's up there.
We know it's up there.
You know it. All road. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve. You know what's up there, bro.
I told you, this is a little troublemaker in the family right here. He says nibble on the private parts. Hello, Holly Ann. How you doing?
I'm good. How are
Good
you?
to see you again.
You too.
Name a part of your lover's body it's okay to gently bite.
The tongue.
Not bad.
It's up there.
All right now, little Holly Ann. You married, ain't you?
Yeah.
Oh. Your husband here?
He's not.
He ain't.
I nibble on his tongue.
Oh, do you? Oh, do you now? What does your husband do for a living?
He's in pharmacy school.
Oh, pharmacy school. Oh, so
He
when
numbs it up before. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, little Holly, you just letting it all hang out now. He numbs it up for me. I just be a chewing away. All right, Holly Ann. His tongue. All right, Heather, we got 2 strikes. Got to be careful. Sanchez family can still name a part of your lover's body it's okay to gently bite.
We're gonna go with nipples. For sure.
Nipples. 2 strikes. Got to be careful. Sanchez family can still. Give me a part of your lover's body it's okay to gently bite.
The cheek.
The cheek.
The Sanchez family may have taken the game, but the Wards took us along with them to the Family Feud, and we are, I believe, just as forever grateful as they are forever thrilled of the experience they had. Congratulations, guys. Job well done. Now let's switch gears and go to sporting news tonight, where it was take 2 for the Hornets and the Cardinals of The Martin County High School last night. Magoffin County going in district-wise winless at 0-4. They needed this one. Martin County was at 3-1, with one of those 3 wins for Martin County in the 57th at the cost of the Hornets earlier in the regular season, 57-76 at Magoffin back on January the 13th. Those district wins, of course, being all important down the regular season stretch. The Hornets knew that they would have to get around center Trey James because there's no getting over him. The 6'10 junior who averages 11 rebounds and about 14 points a game and who has verbally committed to Wake Forest presents a big problem for other teams. But Magoffin County did. James knocked down the first 2 for the Cardinals, but Magoffin County worked him into 4 fouls and they found a workaround. Here's Aiden Barnett for 2 with the early Magoffin County lead, and Mason Lovely with the rebound, Salyer with the long assist, and Grayson Whitaker with the shot to force a Martin County timeout. Hornets still up 2 early on. And in the second quarter, Magoffin County keeps rolling. It's Barnett again working it in underneath. And here's Magoffin County's big man Patrick Dameron with 6 points on the night, blocking out to let Isaiah Salyer make his way in. And with Isaiah Salyer with 6 points on the night, and Mason Lovely with 5, Aiden Barnett with 20, and Grayson Whitaker with 11, and with Lovely with the board and the jumper at the first half buzzer, Magoffin County was up 7 at the break, 23-30. But it was threes, or the lack of them, that would separate the 2 teams at the end. Magoffin County went 4 of 18 for 22% from behind the arc on the night, as Martin County outscored Magoffin 18-11 in the third quarter to tie it up at 41 going into the fourth. And then Martin County racked up 20 to Magoffin County's 11 in the last 8 minutes, and the Cardinals took down the Hornets again, final score 52-61. So as for the Hornets, they have got 10 days left in their regular season schedule and 7 games to complete. They will be at Johnson Central this Monday night for their final district matchup of the season. As for the Lady Hornets, 11 days left on their schedule, 7 games to make in. This after Tuesday night's game at Raceland, they will be at Central for a doubleheader Monday night as well. Now, with that said, I give you your Licking Valley RACC Outlook. Bands of persistent snow showers continuing in a light fashion. We've got some more in store for your Saturday, and the last real possibility of some snow for the forecast is it's pretty much going from a white pattern to a wet one thereafter, with the exception of one little bright spot in the middle. With that in mind, some lingering flakes falling out there this evening. Still visible, I believe, on the screen behind me. A 30% chance of that snow as it's going to wind down, mainly before 8, mostly cloudy, and a low of 26 degrees tonight. So keep that in mind. It's going to be cold enough to maybe kind of flash freeze everything that's wet out there, which is everything. So keep that in mind. Go extra slow if you have to be out tonight. Good night to sit in and stay by the fire. Have I said that a couple of times tonight or in the last couple of days? Anyway, for your Saturday, a slight chance of some rain early and the chance of rain and snow. Rain afternoon, mostly cloudy. We'll hit about 40 degrees, so we'll see a little bit of a back and forth tomorrow. Maybe new snow accumulation of less than a half an inch again tomorrow, with some rain mixed in there, which might make that number a little towards the 0 side, more so than the half an inch side. Nothing great either way you look at it. Southwesterly winds will be noticeable as well. 6 to 15 mile per hour gust at times for your Saturday. For the latter half of your weekend, we're still looking nice. It is the only really nice day as far as sun and decent temperatures are concerned in the entire forecast period. 49 and mostly sunny, dry, and calm on your Sunday. It doesn't last, though, because late Sunday night, and really we're talking 3 or 4 a.m. on Monday morning, technically, rain moves back in, and it sticks around for a while. Monday will start off, albeit in the low 50s, but with rain, and then rain late as well, and a low of 43 that night. For the rest of next week, a similar pattern will ensue, starting off with Tuesday. Rain likely again, We might see a bit of a break in the action with just some cloudy and dry skies for maybe Tuesday afternoon, but then rain comes back, and maybe with some snow Tuesday night, we'll see right around 33 degrees. And then thereafter, once that rain comes back, it looks to stick around, and it'll fluctuate a little bit back and forth between some snow on Wednesday. But after that, our temperatures will be well above the freezing mark for highs and lows, and we'll just be stuck with cloudy or mostly cloudy skies and rain either likely or possible through the rest of next week. It's going to wrap it up for tonight, for this week, all of which we wish to thank you for tuning in and being a part of the show. See you Monday. Good night. And again, thanks for watching.